Welcome once again everybody to the Mineski Pro Gaming League season number 6, MVP.HOT6 versus Team Rave or Rave Dota, however you want to call them. A 2-game series between the two teams that, well, I can't say they're Korean teams, but both of them do compete in the Korean Dota League, so they do play up against each other rather often. And of course, man, we are HeflaTV and we are all here thanks to the sponsors of Mineski Pro Gaming League, Gigabyte, Steel Series, ViewSonic, as well as Secret Shop Philippines. And of course, I'm Coucher and joined once again by Mike Lores.
Oh yes, this is going to be pretty cool because MVP have proven to me last game that they could run stuff that's weird. Even though it didn't succeed, that's fine. The fact that they ran weird stuff is great. Rave, I don't know too much about. I haven't really been keeping up with JO at all, and everyone else is... Ninja Boogie seems familiar, but everyone else not as much, so... I mean, I know a little bit more about MVP than I know about Rave, so not really too sure what to make of that.
Well, I mean, actually, MVP.HOT6 I hadn't seen that much before casting them yesterday and now today as well, for the previous series, of course. Whereas Rave, I did cast them for the previous MPGL a month ago. So maybe I know a little bit more. I did see Ninja Boogie quite a lot, playing for Execration before as well, before the TI4 qualifiers, and, well, I guess during it, after, of course, everybody shuffled in Southeast Asia almost. But coming to this draft, a Viper and a Faceless Void banned by MVP, and going for the Doom first pick Rave, taking out actually a Death Prophet and a Razor, so that actually leaves the Lycan in the pool.
Yeah, Lycan is in, and MVP don't want it. They want to go for their Doom, who last game was, it was okay, but all things considered, the Doom last game was kind of an exception in their previous series, so I think the Doom should be, hopefully for MVP, laned in a different way, as Doom last game was pretty much pure jungle. Rave now do have access to that Lycan, and even though Lycan on the Radiant is definitely not as strong as Lycan on the Dire, it's such a powerful hero that is not really shut down at all by Doom. I think you just have to go for it now if you're Rave. If you let MVP have Doom and Lycan, then that's really dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a bad position for Rave to be in. It's like, even if they don't want to go for the Lycan, just like you said, there's a chance that the MVP goes for it themselves, then as the secondary pick is like, yeah, thank you for leaving it open. But, I mean, what would the alternatives be to a Lycan? I mean, Shadow Shaman is always a good pick, Skyrift Mage as well, but if you go for a Brewmaster, there's a threat that the Doombringer shuts him down kind of as well. Of course, it's not like you won't pick up a Brewmaster just because there's a Doom on the opposite side. It's definitely not, it's like 100% counter, there's no such thing almost. So, I mean, they go for Skyrift Mage to begin with, and actually Skyrift Mage Brewmaster it is, so MVP, is this going to be yet another game when the Lycan is overlooked?
It just might be. I mean, Lycan's not that great versus Brewmaster. Eventually, he'll be able to just claw through all the Brewlings, and Brewmaster can't really do much about that. But Drunken Haze and Cyclone are just so great versus the Lycan that MVP, they're just not going to pick that one up, and
I would have
we'll see if
preferred
it's
the
going to be
Lycan.
banned, but Tinker's the pick.
I would have preferred the Lycan to the Tinker, man.
Me too.
But Doom and Tinker together, man, it's just rather devastating. I mean, Skyrift Mage, a rather low health support, so heat-seeking missile spam is definitely going to hurt them quite a lot unless they themselves are on the aggressive constantly, have an Urn of Shadows, maybe something like a Witch Doctor to just wood or restorate everybody up.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too terrible. So, I mean, Rave Brewmaster is pretty good against Tinker because, again, Tinker can't really do anything once the Brewmaster has split. He get thrown up into the air, so even if he does have his Ethereal Blade Dagon combo, not much damage is going to be done when you're flying up in the air like that. So, still this Brewmaster pick working out pretty well for Rave and MVP. Though they do have the Doom, it's got to be them initiating on the Brewmaster, not the other way around. If it is the other way around, then the MVP side, will not have many responses, at least not with their first two picks. Now with Shadow Shaman being banned out and the Skyrift Mage being picked, the supports for MVP are running thin as far as heroes that are really great against Brew.
Oh man, at the moment. Do you think that Rave will ban out the Lycan as the fourth one, or... I mean, if they don't ban it out, they either kind of have to pick it or just... At the moment, if MVP.HOT6 went for like Doom off lane, Tinker mid lane, and a Lycan on the safe lane. I mean, Lycan is, a really strong hero in itself already, but just the ability for the Tinker to TP to the Wolves, and the Wolves are so damn speedy as well, so just the Tinker's positioning on the map would be greatly buffed.
Yeah, that would be a dangerous combination for MVP to get their hands on. Even if MVP don't want to go for that, I don't know if it's worth Rave taking that risk. And do you know if the wolves are revealed when your Tinker's TPing to them?
Oh, actually, I don't. That's a really good point to bring out. I think they aren't, but man,
Well,
I
just
can't be 100% sure.
having Tinkers randomly appear out of nowhere is terrifying. Like, I would not want to deal with that ever.
Oh man, that that would be a pretty filthy combo. But MVP, they banned out the Naga Siren, whereas Ember Spirit was the ban from Rave. So man, it's gonna be either of the two, man. Either it's gonna get picked up by either side or completely ignored, because I highly doubt it's gonna be the fifth ban or fifth pick for either side that I can hear. So Rave, what heroes are left? They go for Vengeful Spirit. It is nice against Tinker, just Wave of Terror to get some vision, swap him from the trees to the lane, for example, and just get the kill that way. And of course, just swapping anybody out who gets doomed.
Yeah, it's the Tinker pick from MVP, though he is a very strong hero. If you pick him up this early, it lets Rave build their comp around the Tinker. And so far, they have just so many great heroes in order to deal with that Tinker. Scarith Mage with the silence and burst damage, the Vengeful Spirit with the vision and swap, and Brewmaster who could, ignore most of the magic damage once he's in the split. Their Tinker is always going to be an effective hero, but the more answers you have for him, the more pressure you could apply, the less effective he's going to be. And if you can delay those boosted travels, that's going to be huge for Rave. So I expect Vengeful Spirit and Skywrath Mage to be playing very aggressively versus this Tinker. And if they could slow him down and deny him the jungle stacks or anything like that, then Rave are going to be sitting pretty, because right now their team comp is looking pretty solid with their supports already being selected MVP. They need supports in order to deal with this Brewmaster.
Yeah, they most certainly do at the moment, and I mean, just minus armor overall is such a good thing to have, I think, on your team. I mean, I guess they don't have the heaviest right clickers yet, although Brewmaster can fill the role with his just built-in Drunken Brawler crits. And if you have minus armor against Doombringer, that hero can drop so damn fast, since, I mean, you have 0 base armor when you start off as a Doombringer. But MVP now, they are taking some time in their just reserve now. What supports are available that are quote-unquote popular? Well, they go for the Witch Doctor now. I guess some other ones could be like Earthshaker, possibly a Sand King.
Wraith King still in the pool as well. Just any sort of stuns would be fantastic for MVP to pick up. The Witch Doctor will give them a good amount of sustain with that Voodoo Restoration, but he'll be crippled by the Silence and Mystic Flare combination. MVP, they're rather soft to the exception of the Doom, but if Doom is going for a utility-ish based build, then he could pretty much be ignored by Rave and just focus it down the high damage threats of the Tinker and the Death Warding Witch Doctor.
Oh wow, well Rave, they do have about 34 seconds left for their fourth pick now. They definitely would, or could, make use of a solid core at the moment, maybe an offlaner. Tidehunter for one is still available if they want to go for that one. I mean, Tidehunter's Ravage Rage is pretty huge, so catching a Tinker might be, well, the Tidehunter Ravage might be enough for it. Of course, Clockwork also available, just to stop the Doombringer, possibly Witch Doctor with his Power Cogs, or just Assault, not Assault Curse, the Battery Assault.
Either of those two heroes would be fantastic for Rave, and the distinction would be pretty small, I think, because both of them would have a very favorable matchup versus Doom, but instead they go for a Puck. Well, it's another hero that is pretty mobile, so the Puck can get its hands on the Tinker, but this is a off-lane Puck versus Doom. I much would have rather seen, either the Tide or the Clock, as you were just describing.
Well, I think it's most likely going to be then, in that case, Brewmaster offlane, maybe even, with the Puck being mid lane against Tinker. Or maybe it's like a Brewmaster safe lane farming even, I guess, but what would their offlane be then? And I mean, if they went now for like an offlane Clockwork with a Brewmaster safe lane, that would actually leave their late game to be pretty weak. As MVP.HOT6, they go for a Kanka. No idea where it's gonna get laned, but I'm kind of hoping it's a roaming one.
Yeah, Kunkka Witch Doctor, not exactly the best setup, as Paralyzing Cask doesn't perfectly align with the Torrent unless you get a lucky bounce or whatever. But yeah, it can put out some serious hurt, and especially when the supports from Rave are so soft in the Vengeful Spirit and Skywrath Mage, Kunkka is more on the tanky side, and Boat will be absolutely devastating for MVP in that they will be able to work with that Rum so well. Because Rave, Brewmaster, his split is mostly for distraction slash chaos causing. The amount of damage it puts out isn't actually that huge, especially when your whole team is rummed up. So this Kunkka pick is pretty sweet, and it'll get even sweeter if they can get some setup. However, Shadow Demon is banned out.
Yeah, I mean, smart ban as well, I think. Otherwise, MVP.HOT6 could have run like some kind of dual lanes, even possibly like Shadow Demon, Kunkka mid lane with Witch Doctor, Tinker in the safe lane, Doom off lane, something along those lines. So, well, maybe they're going for another combination, or we will see in the 5th pick. It's really a little bit too hard to predict here. I mean, seeing a Kunkka already is definitely out of the ordinary here. I say Weaver was the last ban from MVP.HOT6. I guess I'm not too sure if I would have liked the Weaver, to be honest.
Weaver does get completely crushed by Doom, and he's burstable by the Tinker. It's a dangerous hero to go up against. It's a pain in the ass, mostly, because you have to buy vision and be on point with your initiation. But Rave, they're just going to go for their Invoker. So Invoker, Puck, and Brewmaster are going to be the 3 cores. Still don't really know how they're going to lane this. Possibly an off-lane Puck. Sunstrike is okay, has some okay setup with the Vengeful Spirit. But Invoker is mostly just going to be there for some wombo combo with the Puck and teamfight supremacy with the Puck and Brewmaster.
Yeah, but at the moment, Rave, they definitely just kind of want to take control of this game rather early on. Early to mid game should be their focus here, as Nature's Prophet, once again, the last pick for MVP. They did have some great success on a Nature's Prophet in game number 1, I do believe, up against MSI Evolution. And hoping to see just the aggressive style once again, just TPing to the lanes, TPing to the fights early on. And of course, Treant will allow the Tinker to TP a little bit more just flexible, or flex his TP locations, whatever, man.
Well, Nature's Prophet will give them a lot of global power, the MVP.HOT6 team. And Nature's Prophet, I don't know if he wants to be going for the same exact item build where he went dual nulls, power treads, Orchid, because they need a little bit more time before they actually want to start fighting. Tinker needs his travels, Doom needs to get level 6 at the very least before they take fights comfortably. So Nature's Prophet probably going to be a little bit more passive in this game, and I expect MVP as a whole to be a little bit more passive, because if it does get to a late game stage, they will be able to just split push the crap out of Rave, and that's really something that's difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, the threat is strong within them for sure. Just, I mean, they can literally push every single lane out almost at the same time. Tinker, yes, it's gonna be a little bit of downtime when he TPs from one lane to another, but I guess to introduce the lineups to you guys for MVP.HOT6, on the dire side, Cynical will be playing the Doombringer, leaving Nuts on the Witch Doctor, Musica on the Nature's Prophet with Rochi, their mid laner, playing the Tinker, and I forgot one, the last one is Jubei on a support Kunkka.
And on the Rave side, up on top, Brewmaster is going to be spotted out by Nuts. He's going to be played by Chrissy. The Skywrath Mage is going to be supporting by Aishan, and also supporting is going to be Ninja Boogie on the Vengeful Spirit. Mid lane is going to be handled by Ryorier. Really? You're going to name yourself that? And Jo is going to be playing the Invoker, who, as I recall, had a really sick Invoker.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely should be up there, I guess, in the Southeast Asian, or at the very least, the Korean Dota scene. But I mean, I do believe that Aishan is cast, otherwise I'm not too sure if he changed his name or something, but people are going on about him being cast. And actually, the funniest thing about when I saw Rave today playing for the first time in a month is that Ninja Boogie, he's gone through a support role. He used to be like the carry player. Actually Nuts, he gets stand up regeneration, who definitely won't help you just avoid the first blood. Paralyzing cast though, is it gonna be enough? A few more right clicks. Chrissy, he's definitely faster, and what a good start for Rave.
Not too sure if that regeneration rune was worth it. Brewmaster going to be getting a lot of gold, and everyone's now at about halfway to their level 2 mark. I would say this MVP tri-lane, just initially, isn't stronger than the Rave tri-lane, so being down first blood is definitely going to be crippling, and if they if they ward up the enemy jungle, that's going to be even more devastating. That means Tinker is not going to be able to get those stacks, and the Doom won't have a contingency plan. Doom right now is going to be going up against the Invoker. It's not a great lane for Doom to be in, and now Ninja Boogie in a little bit of trouble. He's going to juke to the wrong way. Going to possibly go for a kill onto Nuts. Has a Magic Missile, but the Torrent is there, and Tinker rotates in. Magic Missile onto Nuts is there, but I don't think the damage is enough. It won't be. Tinker with level 1 laser will kill off the Vengeful Spirit.
So, I mean, Tinker, it's not quite the first blood, but some nice farm nonetheless. Did maybe potentially miss some XP as well as last hits in the mid lane due to his small rotation. But he'll take it, just kill secured, and actually if he had not been there, maybe, just maybe, Witch Doctor actually would have died. Like, one more right click from both the Vengeful and possibly a Skyref Mage would have done the job there. So, 1-1 early on. I'm just hoping for more such action to come.
Oh yeah, gotta love the aggro games. And well, top lane, it is going to be, for the most part, just a 1v1 lane. Nature's Prophet versus Brewmaster. And Musica showed that his Nature's Prophet was pretty dominating in game number 1 of the last series. So he should be just fine in this lane, especially if the supports rotate out frequently. And it looks like Rave, they are going to be doing that. Vengeful Spirit, Skywrath, looking for blood
It's
down
going to be
bot.
such an easy kill onto Cynical. Yes, he has Scorcher of level 2, but Magic Missile, it's going to come out first. Scorcher is there actually. Is it going to be enough? I highly doubt it. A Cold Snap is there. And Ninja Boogie grabs himself the easy kill, and that's going to be his boots now.
Yeah, easy rotation on the Cynical, sitting at half HP, making it very easy for Rave to just swoop in and grab that kill. Also, Jo having the Cold Snap and not the Sunstrike, which is very an uncommon thing to have happen. Usually it's always going to be sitting on Sunstrike first, but hell, he is going to have both of them active and available now, so it helped out quite a bit.
Chrissy might be in trouble. Paralyzing Cask bounces twice onto me. A few more right clicks, he's going for a Thunderclap, but couldn't get the turnaround onto Musica. Maybe if he had just gone on the Nature's Prophet straight away. So 2 for 2, mid lane Tinker, dropping pretty low as well to Rioir's Puck. So man, this action.
Yeah, I was watching mid lane. It was just the Puck who, hit the Tinker one too many times, and Tinker is trying to fight with the laser miss chance, trying to get some value out of that. But in the end, they both back off, and they're both going to survive as the kill ultimately does go up on top.
Funny enough, actually, they both have the exact same damage at the moment. 65 plus 3 for both the Puck as well as Roichi for the right clicks. But, well, Tinker gets level 4 now as well. He pulls a little bit ahead.
Last hitting dominance. There's no way he could lose this lane now. But, yeah. Puck is going to have to deal with laser, and I do like this adaptation for Tinker. He's not going to go for any heat-seeking missiles against the Puck. He's instead going to invest into laser and March of the Machines. So he will be able to get that damage onto Puck without the chance of phase shift, or at least phase shift is going to be a lot more difficult for the Puck to use. He has been dodging it quite frequently, in that he's just been using it whenever the animation comes through. But laser is going to be guaranteed more or less damage on Puck, whereas missiles would have been a dead skill.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that as well. Just some players, of course, those are usually in the lower tiers of Dota, where there's a build that they're so practiced. Chrissy might be in trouble. Paralyzing Cask, the Torrent connects as well. A few more right clicks, and there's no Primal Split to save you when you're only level 4. Actually, almost level 5. So, and he has been getting some pretty nice XP, which can't be said for Cynical. Because this Doombringer, I mean, he even went to his own jungle for a while here.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Rave, they were smoked up. They were going to wait for the rune and then try to jump on Cynical down bottom, but Cynical did spot out Ninja Boogie. He doesn't know that Aishon is also smoked, and they could potentially go for this one. The Cold Snap is already there on Cynical, but Scorched Earth going to buff out all of that damage, so he's going to be back up to full. I don't think they can get this kill unless they have a perfect Sunstrike setup, and that even then it's going to be a tough nut to crack. The creep wave is dwindling, and Jo has to back off for now, but that's going to mean that Cynical is going to feel a little more comfortable move up. He does support rotating in with the Nature's Prophet, and Musica can also come in. There is the Sunstrike, plus the Magic Missile. Cynical will get hit pretty hard by this one, but Tango, he's going to survive, and now the cast can be thrown. Bounce only onto heroes. Musica is also here with the Sprout. Will catch Aishon and wall off Ninja Boogie. Aishon's going to be the first one to drop, and now Ninja Boogie getting hit with the Torrent. MVP brought everyone down to this bottom lane, and they will collect quite a bit of kills. They take out the 2 supports, and they don't lose a single hero.
Yeah, just a Doombringer on full HP, like you said, might be a tough nut to crack, and did indeed prove to be a little bit too tough for Rave there. Of course, the supports, they're really not that high level. For example, there's no Ancient Seal to boost up the magic damage that they have of the Magic Missile Arcane Bolt to follow. So, a little bit unfortunate for them for sure. And actually, they might even lose the tier 1 for this, and if not lose it, it's still gonna take some pretty huge damage.
I think Rave just forgot for a second that they were going up against Nature's Prophet when they were going for that gank, because that Sprout was absolutely beautiful. Like, it locked one person in the Sprout, which is what you want, but it also locked someone out of the Sprout towards their team. So you pretty much can't ask for a better Sprout coming out from Musica, and they do not have a Ring of Basilius, it seems. So going for this push, going to be a little bit slower, but Ninja Boogie walking into way too many heroes. What's the plan here? He's going to get hit with this War Stomp, then the Torrent. He's going to be worked down. Cynical going to take a Sunstrike, but will be split between two. Nuts now. He didn't get caught with the Dream Coil, but he is going to try to TP out, and he should be successful in doing so. The damage isn't there. He will survive. Cynical will chop down the Skywrath Mage in the meantime. Now go for Jo. 2 swipes, not quite enough, but Musica going to go for a short teleport. It will not be necessary, as Jo is going to go down to Cynical, giving him a double kill. Rave just throwing themselves in. They don't get a hero again. And now the tower, though, there's not many creeps here. It might survive, but Rave, they're just not taking great fights.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible even Ninja Boogie running in like that. He did get his stun off, so thank God for that, but he actually didn't get to activate the Howl of Terror, so going for the fight after that for Rave was a little bit hard. And actually TP is coming in again. They might get Chubby. The stun is there. Sunstrike to follow. Yes, the Kanka goes down, but Chrissy, he got stunned. Now the Sprout, they eat their way through there, but I think Cynical might be able to escape. Score Surf, it's still on cooldown and he doesn't have enough mana for it. He's just fast enough though, I think, with the Tranquils. Or Chrissy, does he really want to go Score Surf? Oh no, Thunderclap misses, can't go anymore.
Now he doesn't have enough mana for a split. Cynical can have Musica support in, he's going to walk back to the base, so Nature's Prophet can't join the fight just yet, but Rave, they end up losing the tower. They teleport the Brewmaster up from top, who was working on his Blink Dagger after picking up the Phase Boots, but now it's going to be delayed just a little bit because he did have to leave. MVP, they're just getting win after win after win, and I don't think a single bad thing has happened to them this game.
Yeah, I mean, just the bottom fight as well. For example, the puck did rotate in. I was like, oh crap, this might be just the turnaround that the Rave needed, but the Dream Coil only landed onto the Witch Doctor, and even he just went to the safety of the trees and TP'd out there, so at the moment MVP, like you said, no bad things happening yet. Ninja Boogie though, trying to scout out Cynical. Score Surf is gonna be off cooldown, level 3 as well, so, and they need at least one extra hero, I think, although the Creeper is there. Cold Snap is used as well. He has the heal. Will it be enough? Ice Wall down. Actually, I think they're gonna get the kill. Sunstrike, Cynical, he just barely gets out of it, and he's gonna survive one more right click. Oh man, they had more damage than I thought they will, I have to admit, but Wrath of Nature bouncing around. Torrent connected on both. Chubei, he really wants to go in. No man, he thinks better of it.
Oh, if they had a teleportation from Musica, that would have been an easy double kill, but Musica, unfortunately, just like 6 seconds away from having that teleportation active. So 2 heroes from Rave, very lucky to escape, and now Chrissy doesn't have enough mana for a split, just needs 1 more mana, can't get it. Dies 124 mana, needing 125 for Primal Split. That hurts.
Man, if he had, I mean, of course, I understand him pumping the stick and thinking he's gonna have enough mana, but if he had just waited for the Paralyzing Cask from Nuts to come out and then pop his Magic Stick, it would have been enough. But yeah, that's so easy for us to say, of course, or for me to say. I'm not gonna blame you here, for me to say. And well, a little bit unfortunate for sure, just missing 2 mana after the Magic Stick there. And even then, though, just would have had to use a defensive Primal Split, which is definitely not something you would really want to do.
Yeah, he might have gotten a kill on Nuts, just maybe, because he's going to be working through Voodoo Restoration and Magic Stick charges, so it would have been a purely defensive split. Now I guess he still does have it offensively, so I guess Chrissy could be okay with that fact, but yeah, MVP, they're just buying so much space with all their heroes, and crucially, the hero that is not playing with them is the Tinker. He's farmed up 9-minute boosted travels, so extremely quick on that, plus the Soul Ring on him. So Raji's playing PvE, and he's farming up an absolute storm. Rave, they're having trouble dealing with 4 heroes from MVP. When the Tinker starts joining these fights, then Rave are just going to be under so much more pressure.
Yeah, man, we were talking about that Rave. They're the ones to just who have to take command of this game early, or at least, I mean, at worst for them, keep it even. And Rave, I mean, for this series, their outcome, if they want to get to the playoffs, they have to at least draw, if not win 2-0. If they lose 2-0, they are pretty much out from the playoffs, 100% almost. But look at this, they are smoking from behind. Chrissy together with Ninja Boogie, they have the Primal Split. Oh man, they're gonna find Music and H-Prophet. I don't think it's gonna escape. Magic Music is actually the Sunstrike. Yeah, it does connect in the end anyway. Thought it might be a little bit of Nuts now. Gonna get slowed down. And yeah, man, there's... Finally, they get the good rotation for themselves.
Well, Nuts still alive. He's gonna try to hide in the hole. That's not gonna happen. MVP, they did have that split because the Brewmaster didn't use it before, and that's going to result in 2 kills. I would say overall, in the long-term game, it's going to be perfectly reasonable for Rave there. They get 2 kills, even though they're not the highest priority kills. Killing off the Nature's Prophet, slowing down his Orchid is all well and good. It obviously would have been better if they went for something more like Tinker, but they get what they can get, and that's going to put them a little bit more on the board. Much needed kills for them, because currently the gold advantage is pretty overwhelmingly in MVP's favor with the 2 tower advantage they have, plus the kills, as Puck does get sniped off by Musica. Oh man, Musica's Nature's Prophet has really impressed me.
Yeah, it's been pretty damn strong the 2 times we've seen it at the moment. I mean, I have no idea where Puck actually got so low. Maybe he was farming out the jungle or something, but really nice snipe. And one thing that actually them getting the kill onto Musica before, it was a spree, so Brewmaster got 522 gold for that kill, and there are 2 blink daggers now on Rave, one on Puck as well as one on the Brewmaster. But Cynical, man, he's camping for cast. Score of Mage only level 5. He wants to soak up some XP, but poor guy Torrent, he's actually gonna hit. He's waiting for it. Finally puts it down. It does connect. Sunstrike. What? Oh, with the swap onto Nuts. Is he gonna go down? If he were right clicks Ninja Boogie, he's not gonna get it, but the Illusion Orb does make sure of it. And nice dodge of the Ghost Ship as well. Rior should be fine. Dream Coil even popped onto 2. Musica in the meantime gets Jo, and oh, Chrissy comes in. Blink, Thunderclap, a right click onto Chube. Torrent buys some extra time. He still goes down in the end, and Cynical, he's on the run, but gonna get stunned up. And yet another good fight for Rave.
And they lose Jo, but that's a perfectly acceptable loss. Tinker and Nature and who was down there? Was it Nature's Prophet, Tinker? They were both down there killing off that Invoker. The 2 global supports, or global supporting cast for MVP, unable to actually join that fight as Rave just had overwhelming numbers in that mid lane. End up taking a very nice fight, though it's still gonna claw them back in closer to drawing the game into an even state. But even if they do get these kills, and even if they do make the gold experience curve even, they still are working against a Tinker who's had pretty much nothing to contest him. So Rave are still going to be kind of behind, even though the golden experience graph may not indicate that fact.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the case at the moment. And of course, man, Nature's Prophet having the Orchid, it's going to be huge up against both the Brewmaster as well as the Puck in setting up the kills. Making sure Puck can't phase shift out and just Brewmaster can't primal split. Just huge factors in there, and man, the Tinker. Well, his farm has slowed down a little bit maybe, but he's still number 1 in net worth, and quite comfortably so.
And right behind him is that Orchid, Nature's Prophet. They're going to be just split pushing the entire map. And Rave, they don't exactly have the mobility to deal with this. They have a couple Blink Daggers. They do have the Puck with the Blink, plus the Brewmaster with the Blink. And well, Invoker's going to be making his home on the bottom lane, it seems, with the Necro Book. So he's going to be forcing MVP to be always drawing their attention down there. But I ask you, is that enough? Because they aren't getting enough to stop the Tinker. They're getting kills, yes, but these are heroes that are okay with dying. The Doom is always going to be getting his gold. That's a given. The Nature's Prophet and Tinker just haven't gone down in a significant way, and Rave, they have to get the kills on the right heroes, because kills, in general, it's just not going to be enough unless they get, like, 15 more of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly like you say, and first of all, they have to get it on the right heroes, plus after that, they have to get the objectives as well. They have a reasonable amount of push, I want to say, with the Vengeance Aura from Ninja Boogie as well as having the Forge Spirits. But it's by no means a crazy amount of push coming out from them. So
Mid lane, Musica going to go for the silence, but he doesn't silence the Puck. He had to cancel the Blink Dagger and then silence, but he's going to just back off.
And this game, just MVP at the moment, they are definitely in the lead. Feeling pretty comfortable. As Tinker getting closer to his Dagon, if that's gonna be it. I mean, Staff of Blizzard and Hull Talisman, I would think it's gonna be, but actually that's the same case for Rior on the Puck. Also possibly going for a Dagon. I highly doubt it's gonna be a 4-staff here.
Well, it might be. It's not a terrible item for Puck, especially when you're dealing with March and Sprouts and everything like that. Because even though you will get silenced by Orchid and whatnot, you will be able to 4-staff your way out. So it's not a terrible item by any means, and I think for Dagon, it's a little bit unnecessary. I would rather him go for the 4-staff with the Staff Wizardry. If you're going to be going for a more expensive item like a Dagon that's going to be hopefully upgraded, then why not go for a Sheep Stick? Though I don't know if he's going to upgrade it, so who knows.
Well, I guess there's a small chance that it might be a Necro Book here as well. Invoker is going for 1 KOL. I guess Exort Invokers go for it rather often up after the Hand of Midas. So if you're going for 1 Necro, you might as well go for 2. Yes, the Tinker's March of the Machines might be able to kill both of them, but if the Tinker's actually going for the Dagon build, he doesn't have a huge health pool, so Necro Warrior damage. Actually, Blink, Thunderclap, mid lane, Nuts might be in trouble. Rior comes in as well. Nice Dream Coil onto 2, the Silence onto Nuts. But the Voodoo Restoration, the Magic Stick, it's just too much for them to handle. They might still be able to bring him down, but it's level 3, he's healing up like a madman. They throw Tinker up in the air so he can't disrupt anything anymore. Nuts, paralyzing guys, no, it's not gonna be enough. Chrissy finally gets the kill. Rior just chons himself away. So they do get the kill in the end, but it took them so long.
That shouldn't really take that long. In the meantime, Musica trying to hunt down this Puck, though. Puck will go the right way. In the meantime, top lane, Invoker and Vengeful Spirit had no part in that fight, and they actually dropped Musica fairly low. So MVP, they only lose the Witch Doctor. It's, again, not the most crucial of kills. So even though they did lose that hero, they should be okay with that fact, because they saw how much healing they were getting out of that Voodoo Restoration, and that's only level 3 skill. It's only going to get stronger as he does pick up one more level of that. So MVP, they're going to be very comfortable versus this Brewmaster split. Though, to be fair, Brewmaster split will soon to be level 2 and soon to be Aghanim upgraded as Raji.
Wow. Whew. I thought actually he got vision there with the Wave of Terror.
Yeah, it looked really close, but now Ninja Boogie, Tinker's coming back. It's like, you want me, you get me. Dagon Blast, missiles, and, well, swap back. The laser will be denied for now. Clap, and the Sunstrike will not do it. Raji's still going to go down, though.
But they might lose a couple in return. Cynical is gonna come in, gonna get silent by the Ancient Seal. Ninja Boogie though goes down. Chrissy, he's actually gonna get the TP out. Sneaky plays and Scarlet Mage. He's so damn speedy out. Musica Sprout, yes, he gets it. Silent stop just in case and make it an easy kill. So a 2-for-1 in the end. It is 2 supports for a Tinker, so in a sense it might be worth it, but Puck though, can he get the counter here?
Well, he is invisible, so he has an opportunity for 3-man coil right now. With the 3-man split clap as well, that's going to be the Nature's Prophet dead on the floor. Nuts going to try to regenerate Cynical, but they already lost Nature's Prophet and the Tanker. Those are the types of kills that Rave needed to get, and spending 2 supports to get it, totally worth it. Now they're going to chase down Cynical. It's going to be a long chase, but this Doom doesn't actually have a TP. Warrior going to jump forward. He will get doomed straight away, so no burst damage coming out here, and Cynical's actually going to look to turn this one around. Short swap at Ninja Boogie does save his friendly Puck. Now the Mystic Flare onto Cynical, dropping him pretty low. Jo to cut off the retreat as well. Rave, they're just getting picks here and there and everywhere, and MVP, all their picking potential is pretty much stopped aside from those 2 supports, but again, they're supports. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, they've been going a little bit too deep. X marks the spot onto Chrissy. Torrent, it won't get followed up, just blink out. X mark was level 2, but I didn't see the animation of it actually. I just heard it being on Brewmaster and him getting pulled back. I guess the water is too deep for the X marks to be shown.
Yeah, water's imba. You can't draw on the water and make it seen, and X marks messes with it as well, so nerf water, please.
But at the moment, I mean, having the dig on level 1, double damage now up as well. Of course, the last initiation was just pretty much perfect. 3-man Thunderclap into the 3-man Waning Rift, Dream Coil, but Cubase blink in. Torrent up onto Ninja Boogie, yes, with the X mark. They're gonna go for the kill. Should be such an easy one, but the Prime Split is there. Ninja Boogie, he goes down. Can they kill the Brewlings now? Maybe, possible. Cynical gets slowed down by the concussive shot. But everybody is backing off, or are they? Lasers? No, just killing the Brewlings.
These Brewlings aren't doing any damage either. They're just being annoying with Cyclone. That's pretty much it, because any damage that would have been applied would have been killed pretty much instantly by the Witch Doctor. Now they're going to go for Roshan. The Vengeful Spirit is down, though Rave with the blinking Puck, they do not have a split though. So, you know, going for this Roshan fight seems awfully risky against a Tinker who would lay down March upon March upon March. So Rave are going to be forced to sacrifice this Roshan to MVP, which is going to be a pretty nice win for MVP, as they now do have the Doom available. They have all their team fight ultimates, and that the Doom and the Boat are both available. So they could look to make a decisive push going down mid or bottom, really anything they want.
Who do they actually give the Aegis? This is Musica who can just TP in. Yeah, I guess it is. So he can go in just balls deep. I thought like maybe the Tinker is going to come in and snatch it as. Cliff comes out, Torrent with the Monster Machines. Can they defend it here on top? I think they can. 4 spirits are down. Necro Archer, come on, kill the Necro Archer, man. Well, they get the deny.
Yeah, the March was unfortunately out of range of that Necro unit, but they get the Tower Deny plus the Roshan, and now they have the Aegis, so they defended their top lane. They pretty much don't have to worry about that for a good while longer. Invoker is going to slide down to the bottom lane, where he's going to be defending that. MVP, they could push realistically all 3 lanes at the same time with, you know, Doom, Kunkka, Witch Doctor, and mid, and then have Nature's Prophet and Tinker doing Nature's Prophet and Tinker things up on top and on bottom. It's going to be a little bit risky since bottom lane is pretty much spotted out, as Vengeful Spirit is going to recognize the fact that Music is here, but Music is bringing his Tinker friend to help. Jo's going to launch Sunstrike, which will whiff, and the Mystic Flare will whiff as well, but the Nature's Prophet dies regardless. Raji forces the Ghost Scepter form, has a blink out, and he will be able to get out of there, but now it's going to be Aishin taking a lot of damage from Music. Can't get the kill. Now a TP attempt. Ninja Boogie with the Magic Missile will kill him off. Doom dropping low in the meantime mid. where he's getting split, and he will be healed up quite a bit by that Witch Doctor. But in the end, MVP, they lose their Nature's Prophet for absolutely nothing. And now Royer is going to jump right in for a silence attempt on that Witch Doctor, though still up in the air. Chrissy's going to return back to his main form. In the end, it is going to be Vengeful Spirit, who did ultimately go down on the bottom lane, and Invoker. So, not too terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Chubei just went in to help there a little bit as well on the bottom lane, I think. I mean, I didn't actually see it since I switched to the mid lane fight as well, but all in all, a 2 for 1. And of course, getting Jo, who is actually farming reasonably well considering he has died 3 times. Mid lane Cynical goes into Chrissy, man fights a little bit, but doesn't just decide to use the Doom. But bottom lane, Tinker, he's coming back. Chubei, he has the Blink Dagger, of course, to set something up, but Necro Freezer out. Is Chia gonna go for Roji? No, he can't. The Blinks are there, and now they're gonna fight Royer. He has the Ghost Scepter actually to stay alive, but he's gonna get doomed up. Nothing for him to do, nuts. Did he go for the Death Ward? Actually, no, not yet, but just runs away from the Mystic Fairy and Cynical. He wants some more. Can he catch up to anyone? The Sprout, man, Musica. He's just spot on at the right time, in the right place. So, another 2 kills, and can they get tier 2 from this?
Oh, I definitely think they can. They don't have any creeps. Oh, they do have 1 creep, so no backdoor protection. 1 hero melee creep being in the area. Voodoo Restoration can even keep these creeps alive, but Rave without their puck, they really can't fight. In the meantime, Jo going to be brought down in the bottom lane. The burst combo from Tinker, plus Musica joining in on the action as well. Maybe with only 2 heroes they can't take down this tower, or at least they'll be contested. They will take down the tower, and it won't be contested. Now Cynical getting hit with a magic missile and drops fairly low. 500 HP out, but that's about it. He does have the mech soon, and he does have the urn with the Witch Doctor, so Cynical's going to be just fine. MVP get another kill onto Jo, plus they get a free tier 2 tower. They could even look for more, honestly. They are without their Doom for 40 seconds, so they may want to wait for that.
Yeah, they're a little bit low on mana and nuts as well, I guess. He has the Arcane Woods though, and he's getting really close to his Aghanim Scepter. Usually you see them just go for Brown Boots into Aghanim Scepter and support Witch Doctors, but man, they really did need Arcanes, and they have 2 of them. Chubei, both supports went for 1. So I have to agree that they could go for more at the moment, and Musica looks like he's even going for a BKB just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, with Blink, BKB, and Orchid, Nature's Prophet is going to be lacking a little bit in the damage department, but he's going to be very difficult for Rave to bring down, because what physical damage do they have? It's mostly just Invoker and his Necro unit, so if Nature's Prophet can avoid that, then he's going to be just fine as far as survival.
I mean, I just want to see now Blink Daggers on Cynical. We might see one, yes. So it's almost a full Blink team now. Witch Doctor, I guess, maybe after Aghanim Scepter, go for the Blink as well. But 4 Blinks on your team, it just gives you a crazy amount of mobility, and just 1 hero gets jumped, and suddenly 3 to 4 other heroes from the dire side just jump in return.
There's the jump. They're going to go for Jo. Can they silence him and bring him down? Cynical sitting in the Mystic Flare. Will get dropped pretty low, but will survive for now. Boat will come in, but it's too late for Cynical. He's going to be brought down by the Brewmaster. Music in the meantime, trying to fight up against Ninja Boogie. The swap will break out of that Sprout, and it looks like the Brewmaster, or the Nature's Prophet, will blink out of there just fine. MVP, where is the Tinker in all of this? Tinker is teleporting right back in. Chrissy going to go for nuts, though. This healing is a lot, but the Sunstrike does just a little bit too much damage. Jubei can land a Torrent onto Chrissy, and he's going to almost be completely surrounded, but he has Phase Boots. Raj is still doing as much damage as he can to Chrissy, but it's just not enough for this Tinker. Meteor's going to be dropped, will hit onto absolutely nothing. Royer is going to be spotted by Raji, but now he's going to be magic missiled up. And the silence, or the Dagon from Puck, will kill off the Tinker, and the Nature's Prophet goes down as well. The Kunkka, the only one alive, but I don't think that's going to last for very long. He's going to X-Marks himself. Okay, and then blinks out. That actually worked out pretty well, all things considered. Torrent now going to be dodged by Chrissy. Sunstrike will not miss. Kaboom! Invoker is going to get the ultra kill. It's a clean sweep for Rave.
How the hell did this just happen? I mean, how did they not get a single kill? Of course, Tinker, man, he was pretty late to the party. That was definitely one part of it, but they just kind of missed most of their ultimates, and they couldn't even get the kill on the target who got doomed. Of course, Cynical, man, he just melted almost once he went in. He kind of needs a BKB as well if he just wants to blink in like that into the middle of all enemy heroes.
He tanked the entirety of a Mystic Flare, and he was the target of focus for the Brewmaster first, so lots of damage going the way of Cynical. And though Doom is a very tanky hero, he's not that tanky. He got the Doom onto Jo, which is, a great way to start the fight. Ideally, it would have been on the Brewmaster, though. I think that's a little bit more threatening at this stage, and well, MVP, they just didn't have enough front line once Cynical went down, so they were forced to play this really awkward run-and-gun fight. With Nature's Prophet and Tinker, usually that's okay, but Nature's Prophet and Tinker both not capable of doing enough damage at this stage, because Tinker only level 1 Dagon, soon to be his Ethereal Blade. Once he has that, then the fights are going to get a lot easier for MVP. But right now, Rave, they've caught up in a pretty nice way. The gold earned, though, still not in their favor, though the experience looking a little bit more even.
Yeah, I mean, the experience has kind of a little bit of up and down, so at least they are close enough to 0 in that part. Like 1,500, I guess, is the lead. Maybe 1,200 or so, but like you mentioned, the E-Blade getting finished up definitely will make it a lot harder for Rave to actually fight. And Puck, well, he has a Ghost Scepter from before already. I mean, it's always nice to have that up against an Orchid, of course. He has to be a little bit careful of getting Dagon in return, but he has a Dagon level 2 himself, so if Roji wants to go for the E-Blade fights, he may have to suffer a lot of damage because of it, just Dagon in return.
Yeah, Puck is going for the Tinker build without the Boots of Travel, which is pretty sweet to see, as they now do smoke up as 4. They are looking for a split fight, it seems, because the split is available and Puck is packing heat. And they're going to see Nuts. There's a swap forward, and he's going to get obliterated. Rest in peace, Nuts. Boat's going to fly through, hit nothing. Ninja Boogie doesn't hit with the Torrent, however. Drops pretty low. Where's the Wrath of Nature? Just a level death is going to kill him off. Mystic Flare is going to be committed as well, not going to hit onto anyone. But Rave okay with losing that trade, because they have a lot of pushing power with the Necro 3. Tinker's going to jump forward, X marks, burst down the Skywrath Mage, and then jump back to safety. Sonic's going to land on him, and the Brewmaster in the meantime has split and is now going to focus on Taraji. Can he bring down this Tinker? The Sprout making it a little bit difficult, but they will bring down that Tinker in the end. Cynical will jump forward for Warrior and try to chase him down with that Doom, but Musica is being focused down. He's forced into the BKB, but I don't even know that's going to be enough. The Fire Bruling and the Blink forward from Chrissy, big crit, get a kill off that Nature's Prophet. That's a 2 for 3 trade so far. Cynical and Jubei, the only one to survive for MVP. They're going to get their Witch Doctor back soon enough. He's going to instantly teleport in, try to go for Jo, but Chrissy is going to spot this one out. Cask not going to be thrown just yet. And MVP, they lose their 2 most important heroes right off the bat. Not a great fight for them.
You mean, but all things considered, it was a 2 for 2, I think. First of all, of course, the supports were traded. Oh, no, it was a 3 for 2. But still, I mean, Tinker and Nature Prophet going down, it's pretty huge kill, especially considering that Puck, he tried to jump the Tinker just as the Tinker blinked away to kill the Skywrath Mage. And he actually completely whiffed his Stream Coil literally on 0 targets just because the Tinker left his original positioning. So, considering that that happened, and they still managed to kill the 2 core heroes, it's pretty decent, I think. Tinker just isn't too tanky with the build he's going for, so the Brewlings just targeting him look to be enough.
Especially with Puck wielding that magic damage that you were saying before, and now with a level 3 Dagon, I think. This Puck is going to be relentless in chasing down that Tinker. He already has quite a bit of mobility, this Puck, and with burst damage to follow up, not something you ordinarily see on Puck, wielding this Dagon that's, if he does get a Dagon, it's usually only level 1, so the burst damage from Puck is usually pales in comparison to the amount of crowd control he offers. But hey, if you can get both, then that's fine. Ninja Boogie going to try to dodge the Torrent, will end up getting hit anyway. Boat's going to fly through, and Ninja Boogie's going to take that one straight to the dome. Orchid will pop him. If nothing else, that's going to be the death of him. But now a 2-man coil. Royer instantly going to get doomed, though. He's got to book it, and I don't think he's going to escape. No, the Doom will chase him out, and he will bring down the Puck. Now Asian, he's sprouted up, but he will TP out to safety. MVP, they get 2 kills for free. In the meantime, top lane, Invoker trying to push that one out just a little bit. Jump forward from Jubei, looking for a blind Torrent perhaps, but Jayo's invisible, and I don't think they have any detection, MVP. So they're going to lose a tower, and they can't get the Invoker kill. But they still take 2 kills for free.
Lucky Sunstrike? Maybe? No, not gonna happen, I think. As Witch Doctor has his Aghanim Scepter now, so that's a pretty huge item pickup as well for their team. Unless Rave, they're aware of the fact and just go for the cancel straight away. But somebody's TPing. Oh no, it's the Tinker TPing to the bottom lane, so they got some pretty nice exchanges there. And I have no idea why the Puck actually thought that it's a smart idea to fight straight after you lose the Vengeful Spirit. I guess Ghost Ship was used for it, but I mean, the Ghost Ships in the previous fights really haven't been any factors at all.
Ninja Boogie, though, in a lot of trouble. The Tinker is going to teleport down bottom lane. Easy kill. But Roger's going to get yanked back to the base, actually. Wow, that was really nice. Smooth.
I mean, just the double duration. Actually, are they going to do it again? Oh, no, Jubei's cooldown was still there for a little while. A little bit unfortunate, but at the moment it looks like Kanka, he's just waiting for Tinker to come back and do the exact same drive-by, just shooting.
So Jubei is now relegated to sitting in the fountain and being an X marks the spot machine. It's like Keeper of the Light of old, where you just send out the wisp and summon out all the priests. Those are good times, but it looks like for now they're tired of that little gimmick, and they're going to be completely okay with having the Tinker push out all the other lanes and get some use out of this Kunkka's gem, which is now freshly picked up. And so MVP going to look to deward some of Rave's map vision, and well, it's mostly in this jungle area, especially around that Roshan pit. Roshan is up, and MVP, they can realistically go for that one.
Yeah, they most certainly can. I mean, being on the dire side definitely already lands you a huge advantage, plus March of the Machines being there to defend their backs. But actually, on the Radiant side, Cheo, he has a pretty nice amount of farm, I want to say. Hand of Midas, Boots of Travel, Jewel Scepter, and the Necrobook, level 3. And actually, oh, is he gonna go down? The burst damage is really from Rochi, but he's rather low on the mana.
He's going to blink to the north and teleport away, forcing everyone from Rave to kind of help out there. And ultimately, they're going to waste even more time trying to look for that Tinker, who is long gone, chilling in the base. MVP, they don't really get anything off of that except for a little bit of farm here and there, so they have to start thinking about actively pushing to take objectives now. Whether it's Roshan or towers doesn't really matter, because Rave, if they keep chilling, then this Invoker is going to get terrifyingly huge, because his Hand of Midas is working overtime. Though Doom is getting big as well, he's going for a more utility-based Doom, so he's not really going to be a late-game threat.
At least not at the moment. I mean, it's 32 minutes in, actually. It feels maybe like a little bit longer. We had a pretty reasonable amount of kills in the tier 2. Is it gonna fall down now? It very well might. I mean, the Treants just slowly whittling it down. There's no Necrobooks, no nothing to speed up the process here. No, they leave it alone. Cheo just pushing out top lane in the meantime. Musica is the only one to just try to stop it. Wrath of Nature comes out now as well. As they go on level. Actually, Musica, what? Does he really want to go for it? The Chaos Meteor, the Fang Blast as well. He has to be careful. Has to activate his BKB. Even then, the physical damage from the Forest Spirits. Are you kidding me? Musica, one more right click. He goes down to Cheo. And Cheo is just outrunning the Tinker now.
That was, I guess he thought that he would be able to get his BKB off because he wasn't expecting a tornado. But, yeah, that was not a good idea. Or maybe he was expecting the Tinker to come a little bit sooner. Unfortunately, whatever it was, Nature's Prophet just feeds a free kill to this Invoker. And this Invoker is pretty much swimming in cash. He has another 2,000 gold, has the Boots of Travels completed on himself. He has the Hand of Midas to sell and the Null Talisman to sell down the line, and Yule Scepter to be replaced by a Sheepstick, perhaps. But Rave, they're looking pretty good in this game, though still the gold advantage is held by MVP. It just feels like Rave are a lot more in this game than the gold chart and experience chart would let on.
Yeah, they're just playing it well, getting the pickoffs where necessary, and Cheo's just excellent. Chavashi Rior, oh, he's so low already. Torrent, will it be there in time? They don't really need it. Actually, Dream Coil was used there as well. Chube getting the kill, and that's a buyback from the puck. They really want to go in the aggressive now.
And he's really far away, so even though he does buy back, it's going to take a while for him to actually get to the bottom lane. A Cynical does blink in, and he take a lot of damage. He does pop the BKB to buff most of that out. Swap out onto Raji, but the Dragon Blast of the Adventure Spirit will kill him off. Now teleportation upwards from Musica will kill out the Skywrath Mage as well. That's another 2 kill on the supports, forcing out a BKB. Not the best trade for Rave. Jo still up on top lane, and ultimately the buyback for Puck, really the biggest loss for Rave, in that it was 100% wasted. He literally did nothing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have no idea why. Could it have been a misclick, but how easy is it to misclick a buyback? I don't think it's too easy at all. And actually, phase shift, mid lane, the Torrent is actually going to connect as well. Do they have some silences, anything to follow up Musica? He's not close enough, but there's the Doom onto Chrissy Brewmaster. Should be an easy kill with the Tinker coming in to help. Sprouted up to Warrior. He gets Orchided, X-Mark. Oh, the Ghost Scepter. Well, it has its ups and downs.
Yeah, that's 2 more kills for MVP, this time on 2 heroes that you wouldn't expect to die all that often, but Doom on the Brewmaster, and then just general focus on the Puck. And MVP, they still have all their heroes alive. Jo not wanting to actually fight in any of these could have been a pretty large factor if he had a Tornado or a Blast or something, but instead he's trying to push out the top lane. Against Nature's Prophet Tinker, not really going to yield too much, as now their tier 3s are in trouble. They have 3 to defend, now 4 as Brewmaster buys back. Swap back, though, instantly blink out from Cynical. Now Ninja Boogie's stuck. He's going to get bursted down by the Tinker. Meteor Deafening Blast going to be dropped to the boat, going to help them buff out most of that damage. And with Voodoo Restoration and Mech, they're all at full HP. That combo has done literally nothing now. These missiles will continue to fly. They're going to lay down march upon march. The tower will be brought down. The question is, do they have enough pushing power to take down Rax? I think the range Rax should be the target of focus, as they don't have enough DPS to take down the melee, but they should be able to take down ranges. Brewmaster does blink in, however everyone will blink out at the exact same time. Cynical will hit with the rock, but he should be just fine because this is only the Brewmaster. Where's the Brewmaster team? Tinker gonna jump forward, try to go for the Invoker, though the use Cyclone will save him for now. Cynical still very much so alive as Jo does drop on the left side. Cynical is still running away as the Sprout does go off, but Brewmaster pretty much run out his split to do literally no damage to anyone. It won't stick either unless Cynical dies to Necro units. There's the jump forward from the Tinker, and then another jump forward for the Skywrath Mage as well. Oh man, kill after kill after kill.
He got those kills during the X marks the spot, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
He got the kills during X marks the spot on the Tinker. It was so sick, man. Just you get like 2 kills and you're just suddenly back in the safety of your own base. Such a nasty combination, and what 2 buybacks were spent. Of course, Puck used it before Ninja, but you're gonna get silence up. Cynical blinks in there into the Sprout, and actually the damage isn't all that high, but it will be enough by the end of it. And Rior, oh, one more right click, anything. He makes. Oh, never mind. I wanted to say he makes it out, but GG.
And then Tinker, right back to the base. So casual.
Oh man, that combination, and overall, well, we were saying it throughout the entirety of the game that it's just the nature of their heroes that even if Rave breaks even, it still kind of favors the dire side the later it goes. And man, this suddenly became imminent, or just I don't know how, but suddenly within like the span of 2 minutes, MVP completely rolled over Rave.
It was those 2 picks on the Puck and Brewmaster at the really late stage. I mean, after that, they had so much momentum in the lane that Rave, they just couldn't get enough heroes together. They dropped a nice damage combo with the Meteor Blast, but with the sustain that MVP had, with the Voodoo Restoration and the mech, it was just too much for Rave to deal with. But that's going to be it for game number 1, guys. MVP take this one 1-0. There's going to be another game shortly.
Yes, and that's exactly where we're heading, guys. The last game of the day for the MPGL. So we'll see if Rave can just keep their dream alive of reaching the playoffs. They definitely need to win game number 2 to be able to have even a slightest chance of getting there, guys. So stick around if you want to see some more Dota. And of course, you can always follow us. All the links you need are below the stream for the Twitch channels as well as the social media. But this is gonna be it. So of course, thanks Mike Lores for casting with me. You can definitely follow him on Twitter at Mike Lores. The same on Twitch as well if you want to check his personal channel. But as always, guys, just some songs in between, and see you in game 2.